wanted to show you guys my bed slide, and I'm pretty happy with it. I wanted a bed slider for my truck, but I didn't want to spend $1,000, and I didn't want anything that was permanent either. So I saw a video from a YouTuber that goes by the handle of Jeremy's Project, and I use his ideas as kind of a template. So thank you, Jeremy. This cost under 50 bucks. Basically, going off of his idea, I just actually had this laying around. So this is cardboard. It's pretty cheap stuff. It's rough on one side and smooth on the other. And then I put some baby powder on there to help it slide a little bit, but really doesn't need it. My wife can pull this out with my 150-pound son pretty easy, and it's like I say, it costs less than 50 bucks, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm actually happier with this than I would be with something that cost $1,000. The thing about this thing is that it's easily modified. It doubles as a workspace. That's why I didn't put sides on it. These pins right here, they come out. These are just little little pins, and it makes for a pretty sturdy work surface. It's not permanent. It can be easily removed. I chose not to paint it because I use it for a workspace with a lot of applications. I was going to use some tape, some felt tape for sliding, but it really doesn't need it. Like I said, I didn't put rails, I didn't put sides on it because, number one, if you're hauling plywood or anything, you got to get it just right to fit in these in between. If you had sides on this, so I left it open, and it doubles as a workspace. It's easily and cheaply segmented. All of this, like I say, was just one piece of plywood. So the 3/4 inch plywood. The box removes in seconds. From right here, I'll show you in a little bit. You just pull this pin here, and this comes off. So yeah. So there's a bunch of different videos on DIY wheel versions, but it really sacrifices payload space because you've only got 22 inches here, and you know, wheel version would really sacrifice your payload. So the other good thing about this is that I kind of keep my valuable stuff back in the back there, and I mean, if people want to get it, they can get it, but it makes it just a little bit harder for somebody to steal your stuff. So that's about it. Okay, so this is part of I did this right here. This is a little divider. Basically, they're just steel dowels. That's the great thing about this. At the end of the day, this is just a relatively cheap piece of plywood. So you got this is a divider. I've got these pins here so that it can act as a table. And this table is pretty solid. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. So, but the cool thing about it is that you can you just pull these pins here. These are just little like little tent sticks.
You got some bins back here too.
See the tin stakes right here?
Yes.
And then you just throw your 2x4s up like this, and this thing just slides into place.
Okay.
You can put your divider up here. You put like crates or whatever. Okay, so this pulls out pretty easy. And what I've got here, I've got these are just 2x4s. And I've got these little pins here. So basically you just put a pin right here. And you've got there's 2 pins actually.
We
They
got
go
a
right
table
there.
out.
Okay, so this is part of the benefit of this. Again, at the end of the day, this is just a cheap. It's really cheap. I spent less than $50 on this, but this is a pretty good table right here. It's pretty solid workspace. You just pull these 2 pins. These are just stake pins. This is just a 2x4. Throw it in, and you can slide this. All of that stuff right there is going to go in that box right there. And like I say, it's plywood. So, you know, I made these little bins here. This is for a little inflator that I keep. This is for a toolbox. Now, if you wanna take this off, say you're gonna. This is just steel pins. And they go in here like for a divider kind of thing. But if you're going to come back over here, you just pull this pin right here. This comes out. And you pull this pin right here. This comes out. And you can take this divider off. If you need to use your full truck bed. Now you've got a full truck bed. All right. To hold these sides on, basically all it is this, just a piece of 1.5 inch flat that I welded. It goes in that little slot right there. Goes in like this. And then this goes right here through there. And then this catches that pin on the other side there, so it just goes something like. Hi. So, okay, you guys can get off, or one of you get off.
Okay, I'll sit on.
Okay, Krista, you sit back. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is the slider. Slides out pretty easy. Oops. That's it. Easy to move in and out. There's my son there. He's pretty big dude. That's good.